What is up, everyone, and welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about some Lions rumors and actually some other stuff that's going on in the NFL that could definitely affect the Lions when it becomes draft time. So let's get this thing started. Start off with some rumors, then we'll talk about a potential thing that could happen with another team that's in the top 5 of the draft that could set the Lions up for a really good draft pick. I mean, you probably get what I'm saying based on, the title and the thumbnail, but we'll get to that a little bit later. Let's talk about some rumors. Now, the first one is about James Bradberry. According to reports, the Detroit Lions were runners-up when it came to acquiring James Bradberry in free agency, which is actually kind of cool. I know it's like, oh yeah, we didn't get him, so it doesn't matter anyways, and some people may try to take that in a negative way that, oh, we didn't land him, he didn't want to be here. But for me, I think it's kind of cool that we at least show some offer, and we did offer a guy like James Bradberry, at least according to that report for runners-up. We did offer him. He just decided to choose the Giants over the Detroit Lions. But I thought that's kind of cool that at least the Detroit Lions made an effort to get him. I thought that, yes, he would cost a lot of money, but that was the one guy I could actually see spending a huge contract on because of his age of only 26 years old and being a good cornerback. I thought that guy actually did make sense if you're going to spend a lot of money for like a huge max deal. Byron Jones concerned me a little bit because of that age. Same thing with Slay. But a guy like James Bradberry, at his age, I feel like that's the guy you can get that huge deal to, right? You can give a huge deal to James Bradberry because of his age and how well he has performed. Detroit Lions did finish as runners-up. He did choose the Giants, and he may have actually chose less money, but I'm not surprised he went to the Giants. I mean, he's familiar with the guys that are there, some players, and definitely the coaches. I guess the coach that actually drafted him is now with the Giants, so it makes sense that he decided to go there. I think this happens all the time, so I'm not going to take this in a negative way, like, no, he didn't come here, so he doesn't like Detroit. Detroit's bad. It happens, all right? Every player is going to choose, one team over another. If you're more comfortable somewhere else, that's probably where he's going to go. So I'm not mad about it. I just thought that was kind of interesting. He was like number 6 on my big board. He was up there in the top 10, so I thought that was kind of cool. Next up, Will Parks. Now, this was a safety the Lions were reportedly interested in. We heard a lot of talks about the Detroit Lions being interested in Will Parks. I actually put a thing out when this was actually going on that the Lions were interested in talking to Will Parks. Now, a lot of you guys actually thought this would be a good move for the Lions to bring in the safety. Obviously, they brought in Duron Harmon via a trade, so I think that's fine because he's been a really good player. But we were actually interested in Will Parks as he turned us down and the Minnesota Vikings to go somewhere else, and that was with the Eagles. Now, I guess a lot of people are going to the Eagles, man, because, hey, think about it. If Slay went to the Eagles, Will Parks going to the Eagles, and Yannick wants to go to the Eagles, oh, snap, the Eagles might have something going for them. But seriously, that's right. I mean, they might have something going over there. I mean, they're going to be broke, but they have something going on over there unless they're taking pay cuts. But again, I guess in this case, he did get a pay cut because Will Parks took less money from, the Vikings and the Lions, reportedly, to go play with the Philadelphia Eagles. So again, it's not just us, it was also Minnesota, but I thought that was another thing I would point out, that Detroit Lions actually did make an offer, go get a guy in Will Parks. So we weren't just talking, we weren't just thinking stuff. The Detroit Lions were actually interested in Will Parks, so I thought I would give you guys that little update. Next up, Devin McCourty was the guy the Detroit Lions also offered, and that was turned down as well. He decided to go with the Patriots over the Lions and the Dolphins. So again, Devin McCourty, that was the guy that some people thought the Lions had their eyes on, another safety there, a guy that's pretty much a ball hawk, a little bit older, but again, the Patriot ties were a reason that could make sense. He passed on us to go back for the New England Patriots, which makes sense. He's been successful there, so I can definitely see that. Next up, this is something that's not necessarily Lions news, but you can tie it into it if you want to, and I thought it was just kind of funny. Jadeveon Clowney turned down $17 million a year to play with the Miami Dolphins. Okay, you want to talk about a team that has the money to spend? It's Miami. He turned down $17 million a year to play in Miami. What? Dog, this dude still thinks he's going to get $20 million a year. I mean, if he does, good for him, right? Good for you. I don't see it. I just don't see it. So the people that wanted us to go get Clowney, if he's going to turn down $17 million a year, I just don't think it's going to happen unless he really wants to play for Patricia. I just don't see it happening. That's a lot of money to turn down. I thought that was just kind of funny. I was like, wow, that's a lot of money. Also, the big news in the NFL, Cam Newton has been released. Yeah, he's been released. They couldn't find a trade partner with him, so now he is a free agent. I'm sure he'll get some money when he gets paid somewhere, and he'll be somewhere for sure. Just depends on where. I thought the Bears were going to go after him. They may now that he's a free agent, right? They may go get him and then just move on from Trubisky. That would be something to see. Bringing Cam Newton, move Trubisky, and just have Trubisky and Foles. Probably not the best idea because of age concerns, but I guess they could. Now we're going to be talking about the main story. The main point, the main story that I wanted to talk about in today's video, and this is about Trent Williams. So the Trent Williams thing has been going on for a while, right? He's been holding out, not playing games because he wants to move, but he's been keeping it very classy, right? He hasn't been, going off on a team or anything like that. He's been real quiet, but apparently it has been working because the Redskins still have him. They haven't found a trade for him, and he's not been gone yet. He's still with the Redskins, and he doesn't want to be there. He doesn't want to be in Washington. So since the 31-year-old left tackle, that's very, very good. When he played, a very, very good player. I mean, the numbers are really, really good for him. Again, he wants out, though, of Washington, and I made it clear today that, yes, the time has come. He needs to either be released or traded Washington, you got to do something. So now Washington's in a position where they're going to lose their left tackle. And because of that, this puts the Lions in a very, very good position. I mean, am I crazy, or is everything around the Lions forming out like really, really well? The Giants going to sign James Bradberry. The Redskins having problems with Trent Williams and him saying, hey, this is it. I got to move. This is perfect. Okay, James Bradberry was good because now if the Lions trade back past 4, they could still get a guy like Jeffrey Okudah. This is very good now because obviously if they don't want to go Chase Young, we could get Chase Young. Now there's a couple of things that come out of this. One, they could go with the tackle at number 3. I know it sounds crazy, but we've seen offensive linemen taking that high before. If you really need a tackle and you got to have someone to protect your quarterback, it makes sense. And with guys like Mekhi Becton, who was just phenomenal athlete when it came to the combine, who just shocked everybody, he could be a potential top 5 pick. Wouldn't shock me at all. Tristan Wirfs, he could be a potential top 5 pick. Some of these moves that would not surprise me. These tackles that can play a little bit of guard as well. This would not surprise me for a team to go that direction to make sure you protect your quarterback like Dwayne Haskins, who you're probably going to be relying on. So that's something to definitely keep an eye out for. Now, if they still want to get a tackle, but they don't want to take him at 3, they could potentially look to trade out. Now, if they trade out, obviously whoever trades into that spot could take Chase Young still, or they could go with a quarterback, which would mean that the Lions would land Chase Young if that team went for a quarterback. So keep an eye out for the Dolphins or something like that, who would potentially not want to mess with the Lions, but instead maybe they could get a better deal from the Redskins and jump ahead of us and take a quarterback, but still that lands us with Chase Young, so we're all good. Or the Lions could potentially even look to trade up with the Redskins if they were looking to move out of it. I'm thinking the Lions, I wouldn't be mad if they offered a 3rd-round pick and their 3rd to move up to 2. I mean, think about it. You're offering a 3rd-round pick, which you have 2 of, to move up 1 spot. It sounds crazy, but the difference between having Chase Young and not having him is huge. Lions need an edge rusher, so to add Chase Young would be awesome. So I think those are 2 possible scenarios that they could trade out, or they could just take a tackle. Now, some people believe they still will take a quarterback. Some people think they're not going to rock with Haskins. They may take a quarterback. I wouldn't be shocked about that either. Okay, Dwayne Haskins was not great when he did play last season. Yes, he's young, but he wasn't great last season. We know that. Ohio State quarterbacks have just struggled. It's just kind of a thing. We know that. I'm not saying he will, but I'm just saying historically they have struggled. So there is that chance to go quarterback. There is that chance now they go tackle. I think this just adds more to it. There adds more, like, I don't know what necessarily the word I'm looking for. There's adds more possibilities that the Lions could somehow land Chase Young, and I'm super, super happy about that. So hopefully that happens. If Lions can land Chase Young at number 3, that would be amazing. And anyways, I just want to talk about those a little bit. So what do you think the Redskins will do? Will they go quarterback? Will they still go Chase Young? Will they go tackle? Will they trade back? What will they do? Anyways, and let me know if you guys would trade up to number 2. Since we're looking for a trade partner, would you give them a 3rd-round pick? I absolutely would, because we have 2 of them. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and I'm out.